Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and I want to do a pretty quick video. It might be a little long, but hey, I like to talk about a lot of things. But we'll talk about been going on with the channel, and hopefully that you guys know that I am keeping up with what's going on. I'm seeing the temperature of the movement and everything, and a lot of people are still very excited about the movement itself. They're really trying to push the narrative of we're not going to quit for the movement or for Zach. I'm also seeing a little bit of infighting, but not enough to really be wary about it. Um, there are individuals out there that are very excited about the new stuff that's coming out right now. That's good. A lot of people are not. I'm not hearing a lot about boycotting. I'm very happy about that. I think that boycotting should be not an option. We should not be talking about boycotting because that doesn't prove anything. It only ensures that we're not going to get the Snyder Cut and they're not going to push forward any of these other future projects. Um, we should be stern about what we want. Um, and also, we should be very vocal that we are trying to change the minds of a lot of people, but we shouldn't be infighting. A lot of infighting only shows that we don't, we're not completely unified. And by Zach giving out all these cryptic messages and also doing a lot of these events, heck, even doing opening up to get the Snyder his get his Snyder clothing so we can promote the Snyder Cut is a very good thing. For him to do that, that's really cool. And also it helps him get that money for the suicide awareness. Now I got my sweater. I haven't got my shirt yet. I'm waiting for the shirt. I got my sweater, but right now I'm very tired, and I am only in a t-shirt right now. So, a pretty dirty t-shirt. So I'm not really in video shape right now. So I want to make this video pretty quick. I want you guys to keep going, keep pushing, and also let's keep the discussions flowing because I'm hearing a lot of other things. A couple of people out there are making videos that are making their channel more well known to say, hey, this is my opinion, and if you guys don't like it, unsubscribe. Um, that's their channel. That's what they want to do. I'm pretty much the same way. It's like, hey, I don't want negativity brought to mind. I try to utilize everything that we know as of right now, and I formulate my opinion based on the facts that are presented. I do blame Jeff Johns for a lot of the things that's been going on out there. I do blame everybody else. In some ways, I blame the cast. They should have stood up for Zach. They should have put their foot down. This movie was done before he left. So all of them really had nothing to really worry about. But they played the corporate line. They want to get their movies out, and that is their prerogative as these actors and actresses. They want to get these movies. They want to make the movies they want to make, and that's what this movie is about. It's creative control back to the director, so the directors can make the movies they want to do. If you don't like it, hey, that's perfectly fine. Just move on to another movie. It just didn't work out for you. But to jump online and say that this was trash or this was turd, and just keep pushing that narrative that that W doesn't know what they're doing. All that shows is it shows more negativity, and it brings more to light that this movement is all about you, and it shouldn't be about you. It should be about Zach. It should be about Patty. It should be about James Wan, James Gunn, all these directors, and even for Ben. I mean, I want Ben to come back. If he doesn't want to come back as Batman, he wants to come back as a director. Great. At least this man is coming back and he's making superhero films. If he doesn't want to be Batman, that's perfectly fine. I want to have Ben Affleck making a DC film. This man has a great storytelling principle. He has a great storytelling principle. He gets into the heart of the characters. And if he can't make a Batman movie, I would love for him to do a Green Arrow movie. That would be awesome. He could really give us a really good Green Arrow movie, and he does have a comedic level to himself. He can do some comedy. So giving Green Arrow that slapstick, not I'm sorry, not slapstick, sarcastic nature that we all know that he is, that jovial, boyish charm. That's Ben Affleck in some ways. Ben Affleck does have some boyish charm. So I do feel that Ben Affleck can be a great director for the Green Arrow film, and I want someone to prove me wrong. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Ben Affleck can do it. There are other directors that can do it too. I would love for them to shut up and just get Gareth Edwards back and let him do a Deathstroke movie. Let him do a hard rated R, uh, um, in a vein of Jason Bourne level action and Gareth Edwards doing the raid. Oh man, that would be phenomenal. That would be money. And it boggles my mind that they haven't thought to get Joe Maniello back to play as Deathstroke. It boggles my mind that they don't want to do that. This man got himself in huge levels of shape. He actually talked to the man who created Deathstroke to get a great levels of representation. So it shows to me that WB, in my personal opinion, WB needs to go back to the drawing board and get those great ideas that a lot of people really were on board for. If they announce a Deathstroke movie done by Gareth Edwards, it is solidified. It's gonna get in pre-production. Pre-production within the next few months. People are gonna be hyped. It will be the biggest movie of the internet. It will be the biggest movie, and it will give Joe Maniello a lot of credence to actually start pushing a lot of narratives of what he wants, because this man has done a lot of work for DC, and then he only had to go over to Marvel and do one movie over at Marvel, or actually a few movies over at Marvel. He did Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but I would love to see this man do a Slade Wilson. He looked phenomenal at Slade Wilson. But I want to see his version of Slade Wilson. I want to see how he would come at this role. I would love to see how Gareth Edwards is going to come at this role. If that was ever going to happen, we don't know. All we know is that Joe Maniello said that, hey, he's ready to go. Everything is good to go. But we didn't hear from Gareth Edwards if he was going to do this or not. It was just a lot of rumors. Um, um, but if you guys could prove me wrong, put it down below. Let me know, because this is more evidence for us to really show to Walter Hamada that, hey, give us this Deathstroke movie. That was the one thing that got everybody hyped. That got their minds off of Henry Cavill, not the whole thing with Henry Cavill. That got us off the whole thing about Ben Affleck. It was literally your true $1 billion success. That movie would have made a lot of money here in America. People would have loved to see a Deathstroke movie done in the vein of the Raid, and you're doing it almost as a espionage type of movie, and you're doing it, or you do it as a payback movie. That'd be great. That'd be great. However Gareth Edwards wanted to do it. Um, Now another things is that we haven't heard much about Andy Muschielli and the Flash. Great. I don't want to hear much about it. Let the man work on the film. We know that hopefully within the next, I would probably say June or July, so around San Diego, we might get a sizzle reel of the Batman. So some movements and possibly maybe some footage of the Batman film. We're getting a lot of stuff thrown on the internet now just to calm people down. I don't want to see it. I want to see a trailer, in my honest opinion. I think a trailer would really give us a lot of understanding about what Matt Reeves wanted to do, and if Pattinson is going to be the right person as Batman. I don't care about his past roles. I honestly don't care. I want to see what he does in this role, because this is Matt Reeves writing and directing this movie, and Pattinson can come in and completely make the film feel like it's not the right film for him. So despite what he did in his other past films, you can't use past films to truly justify if this movie is going to be that good. Past experiences, a lot of people say, yeah, it does, but we got to look at it from in today's writing now. We got to look at it for today's type of standards, and not all the time does a star come in and legitimately take the movie and make it look like his own. I mean, listen, Heath Ledger came in and completely blew everyone's expectations. People said that no, he's a great actor, this and this. That's because they really followed his career. I personally didn't. I saw a few of his films. It was pretty cool. I did like some of his other things. But for him to play the Joker, I was like, I don't know. But when I saw the pictures and I saw that trailer, and his voice and the way he came at the role, yeah, he changed my whole mind. And also, it was how Christopher Nolan wrote the film. He wrote the film the Joker more prevalent than Batman. The whole movie was about the Joker. So we got to see how Matt Reeves takes this role and how Robert Pattinson is going to come at this role, because if he we got to see how Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson view this version of Batman. Now, a lot of people want this version of Batman in the DCU. I say no. Let's keep him out of the DCU. Let's see how they're gonna build this universe, and then if we're gonna go forward, let then we go forward. I think that right now we should concentrate on the singular movies. That's my personal opinion. Working forward to a franchise is only gonna make it's going to put too many cooks in the kitchen, and also it feels like they're just going to try to pander to us, and I don't want that. I want the directors. I want a solid plan, and I want a solid mind to keep everything directed. But the directors still have all their ideas into the film. Now, in my personal opinion, and I know I'm probably gonna get flamed, but I do believe utilizing what Marvel did, but changing it up. Because what Kevin Feige did is he came in and he was the true director of the films. You could tell how the films were. You could tell when someone came in and made decisional changes. Um, Look at the Russos' their version of the Winter Soldier movie. That movie was so different than every other Marvel movie. It was phenomenal. It's still, to me, quite possibly their best non-Marvel movie. I mean, if you really think about it, the jokes were not always there. They made it serious. They took very seriously the fact that of what the plot was supposed to be about, and they made it feel like a true 80s espionage spy thriller. It was great. That's what we were missing in Marvel. They made everything about a joke, but they hit emotional tones just to get you latched on. And to me, that's not real good storytelling. That's just making you forget what the heck is going on in the movie. And also the seriousness of what this is all about. They hit certain notes in Endgame and everything else. Now, if you want me to go further, what DC got to do is, let's just say Walter Hamada is in charge, and he says, "Okay, I want to do the coming of Darkseid." Okay, now you have the solo movies building up, and then you have Walter Hamada go to each director and say, "Listen, what is your idea?" And they say, "Okay, well, I want to do, let's say you want to do Superman." You're like, "Okay, so how you want to do Superman?" "All right, I want to do Superman where he's fighting against Bizarro." He goes, "Okay, well, this is the ideas that this is what we're trying to do here." And it's not like these are the ideas I want you to put in. This is the overall plan. We want to introduce Darkseid into the mix, get Superman as the pivotal character, and do the rise, fall, and resurrection of the Justice League. So basically, we're going to get the Justice League together. They're going to fall to Darkseid, and then they're going to be broken up, and then they're going to try to come back together and resurrect themselves as the brand new Justice League to take on Darkseid when he does come to Earth finally, and tries to solidify the anti-life equation over the planet. While you still have the underlay of Superman trying to take down Darkseid, you have all these other storylines going on, and you have all these other villains. That is how I would say that they should build it. Do not kill off pivotal villains. That's the thing. Don't kill off pivotal villains. Um, like for instance, the Batman. Let's say they use Ben Affleck's version of Batman. You have the underlie is Gotham is becoming worse and worse and worse. Batman is finally getting himself back into the way he was. But there's a situation going on in the underbelly of Gotham that someone is killing all the high crime families and establishing themselves as the new crime boss. Batman has this inkling feeling that he knows who it is, but he can't place it. But you find out it's the Red Hood, and he knows who, and we all know this the storyline. But there's a bigger storyline over the fact that Superman does not view Batman as a hero now. He thinks that Batman is still that dark vigilante that's going to ruin his city further and further and further. Batman doesn't think so. He's been at this for a very long time. However, in his story, you have more stuff going on to show that Bruce is feeling he is getting old, and eventually he's gonna get knifed, shot, or blown up, and he won't be coming back to Alfred. So you have Batman stories still commingling, but you also have him when he goes off to deal with the whole Justice League situation. You still have that friction between Batman and Superman because Superman feels that Batman is he's he's compensating for something. And you also have the same thing for Wonder Woman. You have the same thing for Aquaman and everybody else. You have all their personal stories still going on, but when they get together, it's just like how it is in the comics. They're getting together to deal with the bigger situation, but they're being held back because of the personal storylines that they're having in their own universe. So that's how I think they should build it. And each director should go, hey, you know what? I actually like that. So that means that if I can construct a story around that, it's not going to feel like I'm forcing something. But you construct the whole universe around each personal story and you bring that in. So when you get a big director to do the Justice League movie, he's going, okay, I have no problem trying to add in their storylines into the grander scope storyline. The Justice League, in my personal opinion, movie should be, I hate to say it, should be a committee level type of story because you have to have all the voices from their personal movies into this movie because you got to have their personal storylines, their personality that's going into it. You can't have Arthur feeling the effects of, let's say, Black Manta destroys a building in Atlantis and it kills all these people, and he's feeling the effects of it. But then when he gets to Justice League, he doesn't. It doesn't even like nothing's really affecting him. He feels like he's the same guy that we saw before his movie. That makes absolutely no sense. It feels jarring. It doesn't feel like it's the same person. And that's the one thing that in some ways Marvel did, but they didn't do it very well. They didn't add on to that story. They didn't try to have the weight be part of the story and then add that in, and then when they finally get over it, when they bring it back into their personal story, they're able to use the other director can be, yeah, the other director will be able to add on to it and continue on with that story. That's why flipping directors in the middle of a, let's say the Aquaman trilogy, if James Wan's not doing it, it's gonna be a completely different feel every time he comes back. It's gonna be a completely different feel. That's why I feel that DC needs to keep directors on. If they're gonna do a trilogy, if they want to get a trilogy done, let the director do a trilogy. Do not worry about it. Just do it. Keep it within a good fair budget, and then make the movie. Don't worry about trying to make it bigger. No, just keep it within a fair amount of budget. Let's say Aquaman was done for $120 million. Dollars. Okay, give them 130 and see what they can do with an extra $10 million. Dollars. But if they were able to make it look that good with 120, then they should make it look a little bit better with 130. Don't give them 150. Then basically you're going to have more CGI than you have the story, and it's going to be what the heck. In my personal opinion, it just depends on the director. So, but it depends on the budget and it depends on the type of director that's handling the helm of the movie. Now, Patty Jenkins, I think she can handle a bigger budget with as long as she's able to keep hold to what she wants to do. Now, we have to see how Wonder Woman 84 is. Now, to me, it looks very off the wall. It looks like it's very comic booky. It's not. It doesn't feel like it's very grounded. But this is what Patty Jenkins wanted to do, and we have to be fair about it and not completely bash the movie. I'm not gonna bash the movie. It doesn't draw me in as the first movie did. The first movie drew me in. I was in it because it felt like it was serious. It felt like it was world. Like it was bigger than what it's supposed to be, but they kept it very simplistic. This one feels like it doesn't. I don't know how it's supposed to feel. So I'm gonna keep my expectations hampered. The only one out of all these movies that are coming out is The Flash. The Flash to me is going to be the biggest movie of all the DC movies because this is something we've all been waiting to see, and what the Arrow universe did to bring in uh, uh um Ezra Miller's Flash, his version of Barry Allen, is, in my personal opinion, a little bit, it's genius. But we have to see what Andy Musichelli wants to do. We have to see if it is linked. We have to see if it is linked, and also if it's going to be the same Barry that we saw with Ezra Miller's, with Grant Gustin's Flash in the Crisis crossover. We have to see. So there's a lot of things we have to notice and we're gonna have to do to really hamper our expectations. And I feel that a lot of us are really making more hype than there needs to be. I think that we need to really calm down and focus on one matter at a time. The first thing is keep fighting for that Snyder cut. Hopefully, we'll hear more about it around San Diego Comic Con, and we can all celebrate if we're gonna get it or if we're not gonna get it. But the the matter of fact is this: WB is hearing us. They are hearing us, or they'll be fighting us every single time. Now, there's a one thing that we're hearing also is that DC Comics, that ATT might sell DC Comics if 5G does not work, and people are thinking, wait a minute, what the hell does their networking have to do with the comics? No, it's that whole Dan Didio thing that he put all of his bucket into. It's the new 5G universe that they're trying to create for DC. ATT is trying to tell them, like, if this doesn't sell, we're gonna have to get rid of DC Comics. In my personal opinion, I don't think they need to do that. I think what they need to do is do the 5G, see how it works, and I hate to say it, but they might have to do another world destroying. They might have to do something that's gonna change the whole paradigm and go back to status quo. Like, just get down to storytelling. Stop doing these different universes and such. Because DC Comics, in my personal opinion, is selling a lot better than Marvel right now. And Marvel's trying to go back to classic Marvel, but the problem is that it's gonna be hard with all the writers that have all their personal baggage onto on a lot of these characters. That makes absolutely no sense. So we have to see. I don't think the ATT is gonna do it. I think it's rumors, um, but I think that the 5G universe that they're trying to create is gonna be a little bit better than the new 52 that they created, only because, well, the guy that created it, Dan Didio, he's gone. He got fired from DC. So we don't know why he got fired from DC. That man's been there for, I think, 25, 30 years. He's been there for a very long time. And for him to basically now get fired after he just finally was able to build up the new 5G, it's it's mind blowing. It's actually mind blowing. So we have to see what's going to happen. All right. Thank you for joining me. Like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit the bell. Hey, this is one of my shortest videos. And thank you for joining me. You guys have a great one. And always keep the faith. We will get that Snyder cut. Bye.